What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Too Much Tech. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of desks. To my left, we have the Flexispot E7 Pro Plus standing desk, and to my right, we have the fully Jarvis standing desk. We're going to be comparing these two desks in this video and seeing which one is the best value for you. Just to let you guys know, this video is going to be sponsored by Flexispot. They did send over both of these desks because they are confident in their product, and I have been working with Flexispot for a while now, and I also enjoy using their products on a daily basis. But just to let you guys know, just because this video is sponsored by Flexispot doesn't mean I'm not going to be objective when I do talk about both of these desks. So we will have some differences as far as the specs, the features, the build quality of both of them. So we are going to go over all of that in this video today. And by the end of this video, you should be able to make your own decision regardless of my opinions, and also seeing the full functionality of both of these desks. Now, starting off with the pricing of both of these desks that I have here today, believe it or not, both of them are actually very similar in cost. The Flexispot option that I have is $529. It is the 60 by 30 inch desktop. This one is made of chipboard, and it does have like this pretty cool design to it as well that I'll show you guys in a little bit. This one also does feature the 3-stage motor that does give you a ton of adjustability and functionality that we'll go over in a little bit. And very similarly, we also have a $525 fully Jarvis that I paid for. It was $525 after like a promo code, but both of these are typically on sale of some sort. So just to keep that in mind, the prices can vary a little bit, but at the time that both of these desks were purchased and sent out to me, they were around the same price. But as we can see, this desktop size is actually 48 by 27. So this is indeed a smaller desktop in comparison to the Flexispot E7 Pro Plus. The Jarvis is equipped with a comparable 3-stage frame that is an upgrade from the Jarvis. They have a 2-stage frame as well as a 3-stage frame available. So if you are considering both, just make sure that you are considering apples to apples in terms of the desk frames. Personally, if I was to consider either of these, I would consider a desk that is at least 30 inches in width, not necessarily the length. Of course, that's going to be more so based on the size of your room, but in terms of the value prospect for the price range, the Flexispot is going to take the win for this one by having very similar features. We're going to talk about the keypads as well in a little bit too, because there is optional keypads with both of them, but they both do have comparable keypads. The Flexispot one, in my opinion, is still a little better because it has a few more features that we'll go over in just a bit. But in terms of price, the Flexispot is going to win this round. In terms of the aesthetics of both of the desks, the Flexispot one, in my opinion, is just a lot cleaner. You have the option of adding grommets on some of the desktops depending on the material choice that you decide to pick. This one is the chipboard without the grommets, so I do like the clean look. Just in case I choose not to use the grommets, which are all included on the fully Jarvis laminate tops. Personally, these grommets, I don't necessarily love them. They just kind of interrupt the flow of the design. But if you do have a use for the grommets, you can use them pretty easily. You just kind of slide that over, slip all your cables through there, spin this to wherever you need it to be. And yeah, there you go. You've got some grommets that you can use on your fully Jarvis if that is what you are looking to do. Personally, I would rather just route my cables naturally wherever they happen to be and hide them underneath the desk. If you like grommets, you got that there built into the fully Jarvis. In terms of the way that the desk legs look, the Flexispot legs are definitely a little bit more substantial when it comes to the aesthetics of them. So they just look a little bit more premium than the fully Jarvis, in my opinion. Talking about the keypad design between the two is very different. So on the Jarvis, you have your OLED screen here that you can see, however high your desk is, and you have 4 presets. This is going to be the button that you use to program the modes. On the Flexispot, on the other hand, you also have 4 presets that you can set as well, but you do also have a child lock function if you press and hold this menu button. So that's pretty nice. And then you also have a USB port right here that you can use for charging. So if you don't want one of your kids roaming around to accidentally mess up what you've got going on if you're working at home, then it's nice that you can enable that child lock feature on the keypad. And the rest of the keypad is very easy to use as well. So press and hold, and it's going to disable that child lock. And there we go. Easy enough. Now we're just going to do a quick test on seeing which of these two keypads is a bit more accurate in terms of getting the right position that you set on your desktop, which ultimately this is probably not gonna matter that much when you are at home and you only have one of them, but it is kind of nice to know which keypad is gonna measure a bit more accurately. Now my carpet is a little high, but I think you'll be surprised when you see how accurate the Flexispot desk is. So I have this one currently set to 31 inches. And yeah, it is literally just under 31 inches when it comes to the accuracy of the keypad. Now I also have the fully Jarvis set to 31 inches as well. And as we can see, the Jarvis is a little bit lower than the Flexispot. So come over and measure it real quick, just to press everything down into it. And we are about a ½ inch off. It's looking like the Jarvis is just about a ½ inch off in terms of the measurements. But let's do a quick stability test to see which of the two desks is more stable at various heights. With that being said, I mean, if you max out the height on both desks, they're both gonna be pretty wobbly, so just keep that in mind. If you're gonna be using these things, probably a little bit better to put a load on them, and that's what we're gonna check next. Using them at their max height is probably really unlikely unless you're like 7 feet tall. I'm 5'11". And maybe you're somewhere between, let's say 5 feet tall and 6.5 feet tall. You should be absolutely fine with working on these without setting them to their maximum height. And let's do a quick noise test to see how loud both of these desks are. I would say that both of these are pretty reasonably quiet as well, so you really don't have any issues in terms of the noise levels of each. Small nitpick though, I don't really like the noise that the Fully makes when it starts up and also when it's stopping. It just seems like it sounds a little bit more abrupt than the Flexispot one does. So now we're just gonna put a load on top of these bad boys, just like your regular load. So like a monitor, mouse, keyboard, a computer. Another quick thing to note is just how much smaller the Fully Jarvis is than the comparably priced Flexispot. You just have so much more space. Just that little bit of extra couple inches of width definitely does make a pretty huge difference. Pretty much on the Fully Jarvis, I feel like I would absolutely have to buy a monitor arm to get the same level of comfort that I technically would not have to buy a monitor arm with the Flexispot, because I have that couple inches that I can move my monitor to be a bit further back and a bit more comfortable to me. And not to mention that I have an even wider desk, so if I want to go with something like an ultra wide monitor, or a couple of monitors. I just have much more space for the same price to do those things and be as productive as possible. Some quick features that I enjoyed more on the E7 Pro Plus than the fully Jarvis. Number one, the setup process on the E7 Pro Plus was just much easier and quicker. The fully Jarvis took me about an hour and some change to set up with some power tools and also after a little bit of cable management. And the Flexispot, also having built-in cable management, only took me about 30 minutes. And I think that part of that is due to the fact that the fully Jarvis came in more pieces than the Flexispot desk did. So it helped that Flexispot kind of did some of that assembly work for you ahead of time so that you could just throw your desk together and get up and running and get right back to work or gaming or whatever you like to do at home or at work with your desk. The keypad is better, having more features, including that locking feature as well as that USB port for charging. Price is kind of a feature too, because the pricing on the E7 Pro Plus is just better than it is on the fully Jarvis. Now, as far as the warranty between the two companies that they offer you, the Flexispot does offer you 15 years on the motorized desk legs and motor components and all of those things. And depending on the desktop that you get, they do offer you either a 2-year warranty or up to a 5-year warranty. Again, depending on the desktop material that you decide to go with. Where on the fully desk, you do have the same 15-year warranty that Flexispot is offering on the motor and motorized leg components, but you also have 5 years on the tabletops as well. So it is something to keep in mind. Personally, the amount of money that you would pay more to have a comparable size desktop to the Flexispot from fully is just gonna be more money. So you just have to determine if that's gonna be worth it to you or not. And of course, neither of the companies are gonna cover, like your average wear and tear. It's only gonna be for defects. And I'm pretty sure that you would see any defects within the first couple years of ownership. So it's not necessarily a huge concern of mine to go with the Flexispot and of course, save the money up front. Of course, depending on what you're looking for, if you want to kit out either of these desks with more options and accessories, you can do so. Flexispot does have a ton of options and cable management accessories that you can pick at point of purchase. So feel free to check those out on Flexispot's website and see if there's anything else that you like. But one of my favorite parts about the E7 Pro Plus, I don't really feel like I need many other accessories other than maybe like a headphone hanger and some things for cable management. But otherwise, I mean, that's pretty much all that I would personally buy. But of course, if you want caster wheels to be able to roll it around your house if you have hardwood floors, to be able to roll it around your room if you have hard flooring, that would be a good option as well to consider. And many other things that they have on their website as well. So just to keep in mind in case you do want to customize your desk even further. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you are interested in the Flexispot E7 Pro Plus, I will have it linked in the description below. Thank you to Flexispot again for sponsoring this video as well. And also, I hope that this was able to help you decide between the fully Jarvis as well as the Flexispot E7 Pro Plus to see if either of these desks would be a good option for you and perhaps which one of them is better. Maybe the Flexispot, maybe the fully, I don't know. The decision ultimately is up to you. But either way, Flexispot does have a 30-day buy it and try it guarantee. So you can buy it, try it out. If you don't like it, obviously you can send it back without having to worry about losing any money. So that is a nice thing that they do offer. And I strongly recommend that you try that out to see if this could be a good desk option for you. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.